higher tier of Trank. But since this kind of came around, I'm like, I don't know if I particularly care about Trank, just because I'd rather just do this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I personally don't have a problem with getting like stomped. So, but who knows? I think we all have the capability to be very good. So, I think we'll do well. I think we will exceed expectations.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, this first fight looks pretty good. So.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't looking at
it's fine.
signature.
Let me know. You're looking.
I'm there. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so your first fight's pretty good. You shield here. That's not a bad shield. Just careful of your getting deflected there, but that was good. You threw it at the ground so you didn't get deflected. It's like this was a good this is like something that you should do. Like it doesn't have to be like the time it takes between poking and rushing is not always the same, right? So you basically stop poking within like 2 seconds. Like maybe like 2 seconds of poke, and you realize I can pummel now. And good job. You would switch over to that. Go to Lucio. Looks like the call was to switch to Mei out of ice. You switch to that. Matra. Good wall. So yeah, that was pretty good. That fight looks like you know how to play Ramatra. Let's see what the other fights look like.
I think this map I felt pretty good on. Not gonna lie. I think if we want to go for it, I don't know how to play Ramatra is definitely the other one. We probably should just skip and go to Nepal. Because that one I have no idea what I was doing.
Okay, we can.
No, I think we can finish this one just because it's so quick. But I also have a question later on here.
I mean, this looks pretty good. I mean, you're not really doing anything wrong so far, so. Yeah. 2 fights and really no mistakes, so.
Yeah, I think I have a question for like later on. There's just like a particular play I felt horrible on.
Okay.
But we'll get there. It's when their Ram ults and he's like 1 HP and I don't think I maximize my damage output. Okay. So it's more like mechanical questions. So here, is it worse since they're not taking space, just not shooting them?
What?
Is it worth it here just to not shoot them?
Why?
Because I have ult, our supports have ults, we all have ults. So
no, because like your DPS are poking, so like you could finish somebody off or something like that. This is what happens when you ult as Ramatra.
Yep.
That was pretty good though. I think we probably could have like went a little bit deeper when we wanted to ult here. Like I'd want you to move a little bit further into their backline once you kill this bat, because a lot of times like the Mei will like ult where you are, so you guys can like play to speed just like through it to the other side and try to kill their backline. So like here you probably had a little bit of time, maybe, but not really at this point. But sometimes you will. Did we beat before or after? I don't know why we beat it here. Yeah, I don't know why we beat it. Yeah, nothing was really happening, so I mean they annihilated, but like you don't really want to beat for annihilation, especially when we know that they have Mei ult, because you want to try to like at least if Lucio can. So Lucio, think about beating a Mei ult is that a Lucio shouldn't beat the Mei ult if he's in the Mei ult, because but he should if he's out of it, because the time it takes for the Mei to the freeze to stop versus the time it takes for the Lucio barrier to go away, if you beat at the same time, is the Mei is longer. So you have like there's like a couple seconds where you're still frozen. Whereas if Lucio is out of the beat, he can wait a couple seconds to beat, and you'll have it for basically the entire duration. But like here we just kind of like use it for no reason. I don't know why we were doing that, but I mean, we have no there's no point. There's no way for us to even get out, so we all just die. So we probably could have avoided this. Like if we were playing when they had Mail, we could have played to speed out of it if they did it, or something like that. It's like save speed to go out of it, or Lucio could have played back and beated the Mei when she did it. But do we win or lose this one?
We lose.
So here, I think Connor just like feeds a little bit. Yeah, he does a little bit. Just kind of feeds a little bit. Yeah, that was yeah. That was a waste of the shield there. Like, were you trying to like block the slow?
Maybe.
Looks like you were trying to block the slow or something like that.
Doesn't go through shield.
Don't think so.
No, okay. I thought I just remember hearing a patch about something. About
it might not. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it too much. I just kind of you never really throw it down in front of a shield anyway. So, but yeah, I would say this is really crucial to his kit, because the way you play Armatra well is where you're like psyching your abilities so close, so like perfectly to where you always have Nemesis or shield. So like if you shield and then wait a little bit for the duration, then Nemesis, once you're done with Nemesis, you'll have shield, and then you can poke with shield, and then once the shield's over, you'll have Nemesis again, and it kind of just like creates that. But here you're walking in with no shield, so you have no time to really like poke for a second. So there's no you just kind of are getting poked out. You just need the shield there.
Yeah.
What is this ult? Where did he even come from?
The top.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good like. I wouldn't mind doing that. Just like if you're gonna ult, you have to be aware that they're like the Mei ult is stationary, so they're gonna be moving towards your team at all times. So honestly, I would just like at this point just stay with your team and just ult your team when they come in. Like at this, like you're not really. I mean, on defense, this might have been maybe something different you could have done, but like on attack, they're just gonna walk into your team. So might as well just stay here and just. I know I'm walled here, but might as well just stay here and just like you could just literally just Mei ult the ground here. But in terms of what you're doing, I mean, you gotta ult. You're walled a little bit there. It's a pretty scrappy fight. Nice. Target focus is good on. You're focusing the right targets on Ram. So I got rolled here. His Lucio came to help, so I just died. Or I don't die actually. No. I kind of roll him maybe. I got
probably
walled.
should just pull back.
Yeah, I mean, just be careful. Like your shield usage, like, is a little bit like the reasoning behind you using your shield is a little bit wonky. Just like you don't need
a really good shield.
I mean, you don't need to shield the Lucio poke on you. Like you're full health.
Yeah, but look where I put it.
In the corner. Like I know you try to like put it right here, but like you don't need to shoot the Lucio poke. Like I would put it behind the Ram.
I don't know where my healers are. I think I was calm that I had no healers.
I mean,
so like every poke.
Yes, but
yeah.
Just like put it behind the Ram or something like that to force the Baptiste to walk up. Because I know you're down your players, but like it's not last fight, so you're not like desperate, you know?
Yeah.
Careful of focusing Ram as well in these fights. Focusing Ram puts a lot of pressure on your DPS to kind of trade.
I think I'm trying to like play him exactly like Sigma, where I have to like be in the other tank's face so he doesn't go in my back
you don't really have to. In Ramatra 1v1s, you basically what like it consists of is you use your shield to put it behind him to force abilities and poke him out. And then once you've put yourself in a good situation where your ability has been forced, then you nemesis like behind him, or you can even like nemesis through him because the punch goes through people like it collats. So like you could look to like hit both him and the Baptiste behind him or something. But a lot of times it's just kind of like a mind game where you throw the shield behind him to try to force abilities or catch him off guard with a wall. Also, one thing to note is that if he gets walled, never pummel him. Just like start shooting him in the head with your beam.
Okay.
Like, because it'll just do more damage.
Okay.
Alright, so do I swap off Tracer here? Yeah, okay.
I feel like we should have kept the sim.
Yeah,
Sim felt so good.
I swapped. I don't know why I swapped.
I think you swapped to try and get back fast. Originally.
I swapped the Tracer and then I swapped back to Sage.
It just felt so good just TPing right to sight.
Yeah. We should have won this.
Big.
Good beat. Yeah, you're going for. You see how you're going for Ram and you're giving him time to like regroup and get his ult. Like, so what we would do here is we do a really good job at forcing Mei out, and then I want you to like. So what can you see here? Like you can see this bat. Like I would want you to switch off of him and go onto bat, or someone's calling out these people on the right. I want you to switch to go on the right on these. Like it's kind of like if you're shooting Orisa where you're like giving him time to get kind of situated. I know he has ult, but he's also half health.
Yeah.
So like if you just kind of go for their bat, put more pressure on their Amacha because he's not going to get healed while you're shooting bat. So it's putting pressure on their BAP and it's putting pressure on their Ram to get aggressive because he's not getting heals. So he's not gonna go aggressive with ult maybe as much if you're pressuring his backline. He's not getting healed. But you allow him to get beat off. He didn't get beat either. I mean he dies late, but like really scrappy fight where it couldn't have been. How does Jaden get over here? I need to see this. I feel like she's always behind. Where is she right now? Okay, she's not there. I think there needs to be more communication between the supports. Because I feel like Jaden is always behind, and I mean, this right here doesn't seem like it's her fault, right? Sometimes it is her fault, but right now it's not. So I need Lucio to speed her back, like get her in the speed order so people can be together, because it kind of loses the fight here. So he gets beat. What happens? She gets like booped away. Just unfortunate.
So here's the mechanical questions I have. So if you want to go to my POV, so I'm like fisting the Ram because we killed Bab. I think it's probably the play. Yeah. So it's not yet. Okay, so we see that the Bab is 1 HP. So now I'm pummeling him, and now I'm feeling that. I feel like I may have been able to kill him better.
If you were using your non-pummel?
Maybe, I don't know, it's just like a general, I feel like I should have been
I mean, I probably think, I
was punching, and then I was also doing my quick melee.
Oh, no, I wouldn't do quick melee. I would just punch.
Okay.
What I would say here is that, so first of all, I think Connor could have killed. I could have killed this guy with you if Connor didn't. I know he mentioned that at the end of the fight where this wall kind of fucked us, where I couldn't see him for a while. He definitely could have died here. But I would say here, I know he's won, but we don't have enough resources to kill him right now. He's super low, but he has so much like defense with this block, and you can't kill him by yourself. And we just don't have enough resources. We don't have any healers. You're low. Like, I would just say, like, do you have shield? Like, I would just say, like, get out of Nemesis or drop, or, like, put your shield up and just kind of play point for a second.
Okay.
Like, put your shield up and back up. Just force him to, like, walk back into you. Because he either does one or two things. Like, if you set your shield up, like, say you go out of Nemesis and you set it up, like, right here on this red line, and you back up to, like, here, he either has to walk past it away from his Lucio healing and then we can all shoot him, or he stays out of point and it gives us time to like regroup. Just gives us a little bit of time. Gives us time for the supports to spawn back in. It gives us time to take the point. So it just kind of like resets something for a second. Whereas you kind of walk he's super low, so you think you can kill him, but you like chase around the corner for the kill, and you expose yourself to like the 4 people, and then you get picked off here. Like everyone starts to shoot you here. Whereas if you had your shield up behind, like he's literally just like he's kind of I don't know if this is purposeful, but he's kind of like baiting you into coming out here to get shot. So then Lucio's behind you, and then Schroeder shoots you, and you get killed. And we had Mayalt as well, so we could have won that for sure. If you kind of baited them back into them with the shield, you could have Mayalted them. But yeah, I mean, kind of just like the team just separates a little bit. I definitely like if this team's gonna go anywhere, we need more communication. Like it's getting kind of like crazy. Like we need more communication from Winnie. Like we're getting like she doesn't talk at all during the entire scrim, and it gets really frustrating. We need her to be communicating more. Because she's playing Lucio, she's playing such an important character. It's not like she's playing like fucking like Sojourn or something and just shooting people. Like she's playing such an important character that is meant for peeling and is meant for, you know, not really like Jaden does ult tracking, but meant for peeling and meant for speeding and telling you when she has speed and when she has amp and who's booped in. Yeah. And you know, communication between the supports and who's discorded and where we're playing Zenyatta. So like we will not be good if one person on one crucial role is just not talking at all. So you want to do New Queen, you said?
I also, I just sent you, yeah, I want to do New Queen, but I also sent you a different one. I don't remember what. I think it was maybe in Circuit, but I'd rather just do Nepal because I played Ram.
Okay, send Nepal then.
I did. It's the most recent one.
Okay.
And I just felt like I literally did nothing. Because again, like I'm kind of like playing like Sigma, where I stay in their tank's face so he can't walk in my back line, and it just like he just walks anyways, because I just don't feel like I have that poke. Also, I think we get rolled. I just like I was getting to the gist of it. I wasn't really like yapping at all. Very influential stuff.
So one thing you do. So okay. So let me tell you what you should be doing here. So first of all, you're doing the right thing for like the first 10 seconds of the round. Your DPS are not. So your DPS are not taking angles. They're playing too far back in the corner and basically just giving these people all these angles. Like they're giving Genji this angle, they're giving Soj and Zen this angle because they're not like spreading themselves out and allowing you like what you're doing here is say like you're basically when you're playing up here, you're kind of like sectioning off this entire part of the map. So if you play up here, right? If they go this way, now they're in your back line. However, if you're playing right here, now you're pinched. Does that make sense? Like if you're playing, if Rissa's all the way back here, it turns into like a pinch. But if you're playing up here, it basically makes it so it separates the people flanking from their front line. You're kind of just in the way. You become a wall. Their Sigma and their Genji are separate entities. Whereas if you're playing back here with them, then you get pinched, and now they are like they're the same entity. They're pinching you at the same time. So if you play up here, and you're not gonna die, trust me, you're not gonna like a Sigma is not gonna kill you if you're rotating your abilities correctly. But what you want your DPS to do is you want your DPS to kind of like take advantage of this. Like Lucio doesn't need to be here. Like I want Lucio and Connor to like go on this angle and just 2v1 this Genji. Like Orisa does not need speed boost. She doesn't need amp heals. She has a Baptiste and a bunch of abilities. I know Winnie wants to go for a boop, but like you're not playing for that. You're just playing to deny this angle with the Orisa. So I want like Connor and I want Winnie to like as soon as Connor sees this Genji over here to like literally just like walk at him, like speed at him and slide at him and just force him out, kill him or force him out of the angle. What?
Talking to my roommate.
Okay. And then as well, like if they're playing over here, they're not really necessarily seeing these people, but like they're denying any sort of like push. Like where even though they're right here, like if I am a Sojourn and I see the Sojourn over there, what I see is that I can safely move over here without getting poked out. Like I can just slide over to this way to my team. But if I poke this way and I see a Sojourn right here, what that means is that if I slide, no matter what, I'm going to get poked out for the majority of my rotate. So I don't want to do that. I want to stay over here, and it's basically going to keep them in this corner. So, like, the way you guys are playing and the way you guys are, like, staging yourselves, is what it's called, like, staging, is you're just completely denying all angles and forcing them into the corner. It works. It's always on this map, this specific map, is you force them into the corner and give your team so many angles where they just they get pinched. Whereas if you play back, Sig's going to walk up, Genji's going to go over this way. Maybe Soja and Zed like move up towards here, and then you get pinched in this corner. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So my thought process as well is I was gonna say I saw the Zen, and I didn't think it. I don't remember who else. I think it was Soj or something.
Soj.
Yeah, I was thinking we go right and we try and like deny them over there because I felt like I just wasn't. I wasn't like I'm just trying to think like I'm trying to make something happen.
So
you
have the right idea, but instead I want you to be like a leader in this team. So instead of making that, what I would do is I would be like Connor, and instead of saying let's go this way, it's like Connor and Winnie go to point or go right and deny this angle from them. Like go, you know what I mean? Like send people over there to do that instead of saying let's all go do it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's badass.
Because what happens here is you already like you don't know like the thing about Orisa, and I had a long time. It took me a long time to realize this, is that you standing in this spot is doing so much for your team. Like you have no idea. Like this Sigma, there's a reason this Sigma's not walking up, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's because you're completely denying everything. If he walks up and tries to rock you, you fortify and push him away. If he walks and puts his shield in front of you, you just back up and spin in his face. If he tries to go this way, you can spin him off and javelin him off the map. You're completely denying this area for everybody. You're pushing their bat back. Their Sigma, their Genji's being isolated. Their off angle isn't getting any angle because you're just playing so far up that they can't push too far to shoot you.
Did I peek that off angle?
No, I would just sit like right here. Like don't go past the stairs. Like literally just like back up between here and the stairs and just like keep your tempo moving like based on what you have to do. Like if the Sigma walks up, walk a little bit further up. If he backs up, you can back up a little bit. You know what I mean? If he like keep the same tempo as him and just deny him. But you can see what happens is you realize what happens right after, but like you think you're not doing anything. So you back up.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you back up, look what he does.
Yeah.
It's like this, like the second you back up, he pushes up. The second you back up, Sojourn pushes up. The second you back up, he walks up. Zen walks up. The second you give up that space, now, look what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Now your team is getting pinched into this corner just by you just making a rotation like that. And you get discorded, and then you just die. And the fight's over. Before anything really even happened. So do you realize what do you think, like what's your plan next time on this if you're playing Orisa? What do you think?
If I see people on the off angle and I see like where their team's playing, I need to like diversify.
Yeah, like squad. communicate to your team like if what would make your life better? Say if someone says Genji behind on right? You can see where the rest of their team is. Say go fucking Connor and Winnie, go get him. Go 2v1 him. We got the front line. You're good. Send them over there and they 2v1 him and he dies.
I think I just don't really know how to play split. And I think that's something I need to learn. Because I'm so like JQ.
So think about it as like you're not playing. Like think of it as you're not the one playing split. You're still playing in the core. So you're not really changing the way you play. You're just you're sending someone else to do something that you want. Basically, you're not changing the way you play. They are. So you're still playing in the core. You're still playing the same exact way you would. But because you see an opportunity, you're allowing your team to do that. But yeah, you guys just get pinched again in this corner. I mean, this Genji's feeding, but... like, instead of taking the point here, even though Sigma's on point, like, I would probably want you guys to go... just go left and take high ground for your team. Like at the end of the day, the Sigma's by himself, yes, but he's gonna get way more help if you give them this space. At the end of the day, so I want like you should be moving over this way and forcing their Zen. Like if you just walk over this way, force their guy back, for their Sojourn, force their Zen back, force their Baptiste like into here maybe, and just make it harder for Sigma. Now he's surrounded on point instead of just walking forward. I think Steven joined because I heard Uwu.
Yeah.
I did.
We're doing a VOD.
With them.
You got tilted? Why? They were not trying?
I mean, it's like John is just going Zenyatta on Flashpoint against full dive comp, and it's like just so hard to play with that sort of stuff.
Yeah, so like
People are just chilling.
Yeah, so I don't like once again like I don't. We were talking about this before, Steven, where Winnie needs to be talking more because she never talks at all in any of the scrims. So like regardless of what she's playing, Lucio or like if the Lucio and Zen are silent, it really like hinders the team. Like as a Lucio and Zen player, like you'd agree on that.
Yep.
Yeah, like so here what happens again is it like I don't really know what she's doing. Like she kind of like she goes for the boop on Sig, which is like a fine play, but like look at how much she like feeds to like do it at the second part here. She like forces it. She really forces it. And plus, she's not communicating at all either. So you're in secret. You're low. Like no one's in position to like capitalize off him being like pushed, even though he doesn't go off the map.
Could I have called for my team to go in the right room and then drop?
I mean, you're just in a really bad spot.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't be in this point at any point ever. Like because you're Orisa, you can't really do this. Like you can't take these long angles like that. You have to go like left and force them back. So like you're just in a really bad spot. So there's really nothing you could have done. But she just kind of like feeds for the boop, and then you feed. At this point, I would have called for a swap on his office, Orisa. Oh, it looks like you do.
I think I call for a comp swap. Yeah.
Okay, I would say because yes, a comp swap is needed, but you're too late. It's too late. Like you have, you swap off window. Like I wouldn't do that. Like just switch to Sigma, and just play the brawl and play the poke and the brawl because you don't have enough time to make a full comp swap. It would have to be after like either 1 or 2 fights. So you swap the window and you're still running Lucio with Monkey and stuff, and it just doesn't work out. You get shit on.
This ends now.
Also, when you beat, correct me if I'm wrong, Steven, but when you beat a Flux, don't you? Yeah, you probably want to do it while you're being thrown down or like while you're at the peak of it. So the half health that gets taken away from you is the shield health and not yours. So like, this doesn't really matter too much because you're not getting poked out. But like Winnie, beats before you go up. So it's just like I think it didn't really make too much difference because you're not getting poked out. But if you were, it might have been a make a difference to do it like later in the Flux.
Yeah.
You just kind of get rolled here. Oh.
Yeah, I don't think I realized how much my team got caught in the Flux because I was like calling for a dive, and so I remember like yelling Jaden to TP to me just to make sure that she actually did. Because I thought everyone would be there, but they're all caught in Flux.
Okay. So this is where I yell at Connor to get off Junkrat. Oh no. Like maybe at the next point?
I think next map.
he definitely plays Junkrat here. I do it mid-map, I think.
No, I think you do at the end of the round. He plays Junkrat the entire time, I'm pretty sure.
So like first, like Like look at the comp we're playing. Like what's wrong with it? Do you think, Connor?
I don't know if we need the Lucio.
I don't think we need the Lucio because the Lucio is played in a dive if like you're really having trouble peeling for the Ana. Like if you're playing like Brig or Zen or whatever, like and you're having a really hard time peeling for the Ana as Brig or something, you swap to Lucio because it's just easier to peel for her.
Mm-hmm.
But meanwhile, we're just kind of like Lucio's just kind of playing in the back doing nothing. And the other thing that's obviously wrong with it that I won't say,
but heavily imply.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I feel like I think I kind of the scrim we had on the last VOD review. I forgot what map it was, but when it was like the enemy and they dove into us as Winston. I think I'm kind of getting better at not playing just a nano play style for Winston, which is nice. I felt actually kind of decent playing Winston this scrim.
Mm-hmm.
Like I felt like I could be more aggressive. Like I learned to be more aggressive.
Yeah, like here I think you're playing a little. Do you have bubble?
I think
You do.
Probably.
So if you have bubble, like think of it as like you don't have to jump to initiate a dive. Like if you want to just walk up and just bubble and just start shooting them, like do that because like you sitting in this corner here is not doing anything for your team. You're not taking any space. You're not giving angles to your Ana. You're just kind of sitting in the corner. If you play up here, you can easily bait wall. You can force abilities like this and just kind of back up, force them into this area to where you can set up a kill box with Ananade, give Tracer an ability to go around. It's just like, if you play in the corner here, you kind of just like allow them to walk in and there's nothing really that you can do to stop them. But like, just kind of get in their face right here. You know, I trust myself as Monkey to be able to survive, you know? And it also just gives a little bit more room for Junkrat, I guess, to poke if you are playing Junkrat. But like what happens is you kind of like walk around here and then literally just give a lane to the Ramattra to walk in. And then everybody just gets rolled. This is what happens when you play a good team and don't play like really shit teams when you first start scrimming and the Junkrat just works. Where like you just can get away with everything, but like Junkrat's getting rolled here. Like he gets rolled the whole scrim. So you swap to this. Let's see how we do. We played well on a Lijiang, so let's see the difference here. I think this was a fine call to go left there whenever you did that. Sets up your supports nicely. Put your shield... I
completely missed whatever that just happened. My just completely crashed.
Did you hear... So, up to here?
We just swapped to Ram.
Okay, so I said that you had played well on Lijiang to see, like, let's see what the difference here, like, if you're still playing well.
This is very early. This is
yeah, I know,
yeah,
but like, just to see the difference. So one thing that you do is you kind of, like here, you kind of use wall and shield at the same time. Just like being a little bit more communicating with your team. Like if you want him to wall, tell Connor. Can you wall up?
I don't think we ever communicate walls, like ever.
Then that is horrible. Horrible. Needs to be communicated. Because everything that you do needs to be communicated. There should no be people, like, unless you are, like, a really individual character, like Tracer, that's, like, going to 1v1 another Tracer, or something like that. Like, everything should be communicated. Like, everyone should be saying, like, if Jaden's behind, should be saying it. Like, if Lucio sees somebody flanking, he should be saying it. Like, if you want to do anything, you should be saying it. Because you want people to be on the same page. That's how you split, is when you do different things. That's how you waste abilities like this. Like, this completely wasted ability. Like, if Connor wants to wall somebody, or I guess RJ here, if RJ or Connor or John, whoever's playing Mei, wants to wall somebody, or you want them to wall, it needs to be communicated. I want to wall up here, or I want you to wall up here. Can you wall somebody up here? Yes. Then I won't use shield, or then you won't use shield, or I want a shield up here. Let's not wall, whatever. Probably will want to wall, but like, you waste your shield because you're not communicating.
Do you think it would be unfair to say to hold Mei wall until I call it?
No. You want to just like tell your team to do it, but like give him the opportunity to do it when he thinks is right.
Okay.
It just makes people too reliant on you. Like just like tell him where you think he should wall, and just let him do it when he thinks he can get it off. Like when he thinks he should do it.
So would it be good to always calm when it's on cooldown and like when it comes back up?
Yes,
Just to like know
absolutely.
whenever it's up. Okay.
So when I play with Tanicby, who's my Mei,
He is always calling when he has wall, because we are always playing with it because it's so good. It's such a good ability. It forces out so much from them. That like he'll use wall and then he'll be all right, guys. I have wall in 3. All right, get ready for wall. Yeah, wall. Walling sig. Yep. Okay, on sig. Like that should be the communication that's happening. Like you're walking up, and I like you are first. And you say like, can you wall Ram when he walks out or something like that, or can you wall Mei if she walks out? Yep. Walling Mei. Yep. All right, I'm on Mei. All right, I have wall in 3. All right, let's wall Ram. Yep, walling Ram. Walled. Okay, sick. Move on. Like. You like something like your shield, like you don't have to necessarily call that because it's just like it's not really anything that's like crazy. But what I want you to call is if you put it behind the Ramatra, right, or behind the Mei, right, and be like, he's no heals, focus Mei. I walled their shields. Like that's a good call, right? But like saying like I have shield up, like it's fine. It's like a given, right?
Yeah. On the like same like Bastion form is probably another one to always call out if you have or not.
So right here, I never specifically. Connor, you call out Mei. Somebody else calls BAP, and then like you say, no, go Mei. First of all, I would say you just go on him until she gets out of ice block. Like I always will force ice block, focus somebody else until she comes out of ice block, and then focus her, just to keep the uptime going.
Yeah, I'm really bad at that. I always just like say like
wait.
just wait.
You always just wait, but yeah, don't. Yeah, just look to somebody else for until she comes out.
I wonder as well. I don't know what Connor's cooldowns look like, but maybe just throwing a trap on it as well.
Yeah,
used it.
But like, it creates a disconnect here for a second. Like just for a second.
Yeah, I totally could have got the final punch off. I wasn't even looking.
Because we'll go to like 0.5 speed and show you, like how disconnected it gets for even like 2 seconds. So, Lucio and Mei are shooting BAP. You are shooting him. They're shooting these for like. Gives the opportunity for BAP to escape. Gives the opportunity for Mei to escape. And then Junkrat dies.
Yeah.
Because our Lucio is disconnected. You see what happened there? Like literally because of like. So I know somebody said switch to BAP or something like that, and I think you said I'm on MMA. Just like we just need to be following the same calls, regardless if it's right or not. So they win, when they shouldn't have. You guys forced like 3 abilities so quickly. But you're not doing terrible, I would say. Like you're really not doing as bad as you think you are.
Wait till the next point.
No idea what Jaden's doing here. I have no idea what Jaden's doing here. I guess she kind of like staggers herself, but like how?
She's able to kill the BAP.
Oh yeah, why would I guess just like go back this way. I don't know. I've like it doesn't really like hinder it, but like she like inadvertently like staggers herself for so long, gives them like an extra 15 to 20%.
Yeah.
And she lamps herself, which is I don't like. This is what I was talking about where Connor does nothing. This fight here. Like he kills the Genji, but in the grand scheme of things, does it really matter? So, when we were watching him, I want to see what you guys did, like what happened during this fight. I think you guys just got like ran on, literally just ran on. You have a bunch of ults too.
Yeah, I know I pinged the Genji top right because I see Connor there.
Where's the beat? Why aren't we beating? Hello? Use beat. What? Am I seeing something wrong here, Steven? Am I not seeing something?
Okay, so they use Blizzard, right?
Yeah. Bap dies. Like, use beat. I guess
Yeah,
Ram,
you
like,
used,
I don't know, like,
you should have used beat.
it's last
for-
fight. Like at this point, just beat. Like, beat right now. Like, right now. Just
Yeah.
beat.
As soon as you see your tank at crit last
Yeah.
time, you gotta beat.
I
Like,
also don't think we
Right.
took enough space for the window. I just think we got.
I also think this is a horrible
outpoked,
place to
but-
window. Like, I wouldn't walk.
Can
You had time to walk up. They windowed, like, right here. I think you have time to walk up this way. I think.
Can I say something that Connor that's gonna come off as extremely rude? For like the team in general.
We're
Sure.
recording.
We're recording,
it-
but it's okay. I'm rude as all the time. Say it.
It genuinely seems like either it genuinely seems like a lot of y'all are playing on autopilot right now. Like
Yeah,
it's
well, this particular map, absolutely. I felt absolutely horrible. Like, I wasn't calming. It wasn't until, like, middle of circuit when I started to feel like I'm finally getting into it. Like, I just felt horrible. Like, this point. Because I
It
think
looks like, because the thing is that I know that Jaden ult tracks well. I know she does. There is no way that you don't know that she has May ult. So I just don't get why we're not prepared for it. We look like we look like a bunch of we look like the Three Stooges, like that just got like fucking somebody dropped the piano on our head or something like that randomly. Like nobody's ready for it. We're not like Ling Ling doesn't look like she's ready to beat. We also should be I know RJ wasn't talking, but like if you are almost to May ult and you are 80% to the point, poke for a little bit to get May ult. And you're also 85% to your ult as well. Like, if you're not to your ult yet and you see that you have this time, call for the poke. Say, we have time to poke for a bit. I want to get my ult. That's crucial. Because then you literally just, all just walk in, window nothing, and then die. We have 3 ultimates that we could have used. We basically just waste 4. Yeah, that was really bad. This is when I yell at Connor to get off Junkrat.
Yes. There's the beat.
Great beat.
Okay, now this is the point where I generally did absolutely nothing. I just got walked on.
The first fight looked good, I remember, I think.
Like, this is where I'm trying to talk more, but, like, I feel like here, the way I felt right here was, like, I'm just saying things that I know I should say, even though I don't think they're right.
Okay, so,
in the
what?
moment. So, like, I'm thinking, but, like, pre-fight plan, I'm not even looking to see, like, people are out of position. I'm just like, okay, BAP's the best target overall, like, just objectively. Like, we should, if we see the opportunity, we should go on him. But instead of, like, realizing when the right opportunity is, I'm always just saying to myself, just go on BAP. Like, I'm so zoned out this first map. I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I don't feel like talking. We have the conversation of, like, also what threw me out is, like, Connor's like, well, John's not here, so he's not the one. Our comms are bad, and it just like my team's confidence in me, I think, has significantly, like, deteriorated, and it does, like, hurt me, like, my ego a little bit, and so I just, like, lose confidence in myself as well, and it just, like, it definitely, like I said last VOD, like, my thoughts and, like, feelings are, like, kind of down whenever I scrim, just because of that, and it kind of stinks. But like, especially every time we always bring up, like,
It's like tacos.
I don't listen to you, blah blah blah. It just, like, it does, like, hurt, and it feels like it just, like, makes everything I do, like, less impactful. Which
Okay,
kind of
I'll make it.
stinks.
We'll make it. I'll talk to the team about it. We'll get like a team. Like, I'll have like a team announcement. I'll just kind of like at the end of the day, like, I do what's best for the team. Like, I know Jaden's the captain, but I'm also like the GM or whatever. She's like the GM, but like I'm the coach. Like, if someone's not like being like constructive to people in scrims, like they won't scrim. I'll have Winta scrim. Like, if someone is like not being constructive, right? If like Connor or John or whoever is like even if it's just a joke, like if it's like constantly talking somebody down, then they won't be able to scrim the next scrim, and we'll bring in a ringer. Like if there needs people need to be held accountable for behavior that isn't suitable for the team. So
Yeah, I don't even know if it's that. I think people are just like trying to look out for what they think is better. It's just like I think that's a bit extreme. It's just like people keep like Jaden also like acknowledged it. She was like, no, John calls who we shoot and I make like fight plan. But like I just we've never discussed that. I think it's like the past few scrims people are like, let's just switch to John shot calling, which I personally just don't want to do. Like I want to be the one that shot call. If I need to get better at it, then I need to. And I think everyone says like, you should get better. But I also really feel like John just refuses to listen to my calls, which really sucks. Like we were in comp, and John was like, Connor, you went from not talking to being too loud. And it's just like, it really stinks. And I don't know. I think I just want to be the guy
all
to
right,
shot call.
we're
And I
doing
think I may need to work on
we'll do a
it,
little
but-
experiment here. I did this last year with I think it was Wildfire. If anybody is watching this right now, watching this VOD to get better, DM me the number 8. Okay? So if you're watching this VOD, you should DM me the number 8, and then every single person on the team should have the number 8 DM'd to me by the time we scrim again, because everybody's watching the VOD, and everybody wants to get better. So, Connor's here. Connor's trying to get better. If everybody DMs me the number 8, then I'll be happy. If one person doesn't, you're going to be called out, but you never know. So, number 8, DM me that. How's that sound? That sounds good. I like that. All right, let's get into the map. So, first thing I saw is that, now Steven, you can like weigh in on this because it's Lucio. Like, I don't think it's worth going back to get RJ. Like, you see how she like goes back here to get RJ? Like, I don't think it's worth doing that because I
What
think
happened.
Sim TP.
so. You
Sim
sim
TP?
TP'd out,
No,
and
no,
then
you don't.
it's not worth it because it puts your team in a 3v5 now. A 4v5 is winnable. A 3v5 is winnable, but very hard. Like, 4v5 is still winnable because you have the resources.
Space.
Y-
You also
yeah,
have space, right? And then you can actually.
yeah. Like, you're
Yeah.
sim TPing out, so you get there a little bit earlier
I
than
think that
them.
may just be like an impulse thing.
Yeah.
Like it's like
No,
fucking-
no. It's yeah.
It's like a
It
primal.
it's
like,
out of
urge.
good nature, but it just doesn't help the team.
Yeah.
So instead of like you could have been like here probably by the time the Genji's out,
Yeah.
but instead
yeah,
you're here.
Definitely. So here, I feel like I'm literally just playing like Sigma. Like I'm just trying to get in their tank space so he can't walk, but they're just walking, and I just feel like I'm literally doing nothing. But we can get into the gameplay. But I felt horrible, like absolutely horrible. This,
Okay. So let's see. Let's like watch you walk out here. I'll tell you. Oh, 10 seconds. That's a lot. Wow. It all happens in 10 seconds. Okay, so immediately shield. Immediately. So as soon as you see someone, like in this front line, if you're gonna play front line like this, so like shield like right now.
Should I shield by my feet so if they try and push into me, they're going through the shield, or should
so-
I go
so-
like in front of the like place, like that building thing?
So look at basically think of your shield as like excuse me. It's like defense matrix. So like defense matrix blocks all incoming damage in front of you in a cone, right? If you
Yeah.
place the shield right here, then the defense matrix only blocks damage up to here. If you place the shield right here, the shield blocks damage up to here, and it gives you this much space to work with. Also, if you place the shield right here, they get to walk all the way up to this spot without having to worry about it. If they place the shield right here, they have to walk past it or to it to give you more space, and you get more space out of it. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
The location of the shield is basically meant to try to cut off like as much space from them as possible. So that doesn't mean put it all the way back here, because they could just
Yeah,
walk
yeah.
by it.
Then they
But
can
like
walk by.
right here, because then the Ramatra either just shoots the shield or walks past the shield and doesn't get healing.
hmm
So
I feel like I need to stop. I feel like I'm jumping too much.
you're
as well.
also throwing your thing out to like your
my
um,
vortex too
yeah.
early.
yeah.
Yeah. I completely get that.
Like right here,
I agree.
like you want to
I'm
wait
using it
until
to
they,
poke.
yeah, you want to wait until they've kind of engaged to use it.
Mm-hmm.
So, first off, you shield, so you're not at half health right now. If you shield, like your Lucio should be with you, your Bap is with you, your Mei should be pushed up with you to get ready to wall right here. You shield up, you poke. He sees the shield and like walks past it, and then you wall him, and then you force out Lamp, or force Mei to walk up farther. Then you shoot Mei, force Ice Block, and then you pummel. But this is pretty good shield placement, though, I would say. Like, good shield placement. This is, like, most of the time what you're going to see. Is, like, the shields just kind of offset each other. But at the same time, like, that's fine. I'd rather you offset the shield than him get more value than you out of yours. But what happens here that you lose the fight? There's something... Watch what happens and tell me what happens that you lose the fight.
I'm shooting the ram.
Possibly, but like what does someone like what do they do?
They go on my BAP in like my back line.
Yes,
And
but
just get
how is that enabled?
It's a 5v3 for a very long time.
You're almost there. So, what ability do they use to force that?
Vortex.
No. Watch.
I assume it's wall, and they
Wall.
use a bunch.
We
of
use
util.
wall first. They use wall first. That's what happens. So, when you at this point, like you want to think of it, this is a complete almost mirror, right? So each team is trying to do the same thing. This is why the mirror is so interesting. And this is why it becomes like a game of chess. Each team is trying to do the same thing, which is wall off the Ramatra or the Mei or whatever and force abilities. So who wants to do it first then? Us, obviously.
Yeah.
So we let them wall first because we didn't have Lucio with us, and because Mei was a little bit behind, because you were a little bit too far up, because, like not because you were too far up, but because you were too far up in the sense that the team.
Like...
I think you're fine. What I mean is that you're too far up in the sense of the team is too far back to where it be kind of like just like you're not doing something wrong. You're not doing something wrong. It's because of where the team is positioned that you're too far up. Like the team should be up here. If a team was up here, you wouldn't be too far up, right? If the team's back here, you'd be too far up. So that either has to be like the team has to either like you have to either know that they're not with you, or they have to tell you that you're not, that you have to back up because they're too far back. Like you need to like kind of condense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I'm totally thinking here, like
Thanks,
basically
Steven.
what I'm thinking is basically, yeah, I'm shooting the ram, like telling the ram to notice me, and then the ram just walks past me like, hey, what's up, man? I just keep
in this
shooting.
in this comp, and even in Sigma comp, less so in this one, you don't really need to like do that. You don't really need to like get in his face, because at the end of the day, they're trying to ignore you. So like, use that to your advantage. They don't care about you. Like they're only shooting you because you're walled. Like a lot. Like their Ramatra is not their Ramatra is not being shot, or what you guys are shooting their Ramatra. Sorry. So therefore, their whole team is surviving. Watch. We'll play this fight out. So you're trying to shoot the Ramatra. He's like half health, whatever. Your Bap is about to die, and your Lucio's about to die, and the Ramatra like is like, I don't know, almost dead maybe. He dies at the end, but like whatever. It took you the whole fight to kill him, and you've lost 4.
Yeah.
The objective is now active.
So, just to recap, we're speeding out. We're TPing out. We're speeding. We're trying to get up here because technically, if you got up here with TP, you can wall here. And just wall up here. I guarantee you force lamp. I guarantee you. Forcing lamp, forcing Mei block. If Mei goes first, Mei is also first a lot. She comes out first a lot as well. And Ram, force Mei block. Once that's done, once that's done, then you can use your vortex, right? Or you could use it if you're a little bit behind. You could use it when they're rushing into you.
Did I
right?
ever use Vortex to poke? I feel like
No,
I
ever,
definitely
never.
should've
As soon as
punched,
as soon as you use it, that's an opportunity for them to go in.
Should I be throwing it down for like more of a peel, or should I be throwing it down to like throw BAP down so he can't use movement abilities? When you
I
go
would be
on
throwing it down like if you're like if you're going after BAP, throw it at the BAP and just make it so you can't jump up.
Okay.
If you're going after the Mei, throw it at the Mei to where she can't really escape too much unless she force her to use Ice Block. Trading Vortex for Ice Block is pretty good, honestly, in my opinion. But
Should I be peeling at all with Ram?
no. It depends on like the situation. Like if you wall and like the guy's behind him and like he's the only person, then you could turn around and shoot him.
Okay.
But, like I wouldn't be like if there's like 4 people in front of you and a Genji behind you, I wouldn't be turning around. Like just allow the Mei to shoot to kill him. Like he shouldn't kill anybody. He should just die. Like the Mei should just freeze him and then Lucio should boop him and he dies. That's why Genji is bad in this comp. But like if I'm playing against you on Armatra and I see you use Vortex and poke, I will wait until it ends and then call to go in. I'll be like, all right, use Vortex, let's go in after it ends.
Yeah.
You guys have 5, you should be going in. Why are we waiting so much? Good wall, shoots Genji. Good Vortex. Shooting Ram though, unfortunately. Yeah, he's shooting Ram, so you die.
Yeah.
You kill Ram, but everyone on your team dies. See how it happens?
Yeah.
Like, he trades his life for 3 of yours.
Yeah, it's like the same thought process. Like I said earlier, I'm like trying to shoot him so he notices me, so he stops trying to shoot.
He won't.
my
He's not going to
teammates.
stop shooting them. I'll
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
He's prepared to lose his life, but to kill 3. That's like what it really is.
Did I shield that fight?
Yes.
Because I probably okay. Where should I have shielded? Like in the middle, or is like for my back line? So if they try and go in, they're gonna be shielded.
You could like
'Cause they're
shield
already
like
so far
here.
up. Okay, so like in the
Like
middle.
say you're walking up, right? You kind of waited too long, so you let them walk back. But say they're up here, like shield like in the doorway or something like that. Like or like a little bit behind it because it forces their Amacho to back up and give you space. Then you can walk in.
Doesn't that just initiate like a little poke phase? But then I just like he shields and then it's just like completely useless since it's a mirror.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even know what happens here. Oh. Okay. Let's see how the rotate goes. Why aren't we amping? Why are we switching to heals? Oh my goodness. Okay. If we are rotating at this angle, like this is so I hate to be mean, but this is like so simple. This is like gold Lucio gameplay. Like this is what gold Lucios do. Like even gold Lucios will speed across this gap right here. Like the fact that we didn't do that is crazy. I don't know. Right, like I don't know. It just feels like no this looks like autopilot, right, Steven? Like this is what you're talking about. Like, this looks like hard bots walking across a gap. Like why aren't people using their movement abilities to get across? Like why isn't RJ sliding to get across? Like why isn't Ling Ling using her shield? Like why aren't we Mei walling to give us room if we need it? You know, we're just kind of like walking. It's like this, yeah. It's just like a free kill. It's so free.
Yeah. So here I'm trying to right click up.
I mean,
top
the fight's
to, like,
over. The
get
fight's
off
over.
window.
Like there's nothing. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't even matter. That was like horrible. And it's basic things too. So it's like I don't know like what else I could say. What the fuck?
I'm at fighting condition.
Like you, this is another. This is where Jaden disconnects herself from the team. Like no one can help her. It's a dry blade too. Like I don't get the window here. Why are we windowing? Like, yeah. Any thoughts,
Yeah.
Steven?
No, basically the same thing. Yeah, like this is an autopilot kind of window.
It doesn't. It doesn't make. It doesn't. It, I don't see any reason for using this. Other like with why she would use it, other than the fact that she's like trying to break the wall. But like, just break the
The wall
wall.
wasn't even out yet. Yeah.
Well, just break the wall. Like why window to break the wall? And then like the window is done. It's horrible. Just like move on. You know what I mean? Like just like it's a bad window. Move on. Your team's just dead. Like you used 3 ultimates and it got 4 ultimates and got 0 value out of any of them. Like they used 3, they used 4, yeah, but like they killed all of you.
Can we talk about my positioning with like we know they have male? I just like don't really know how to play against a male.
So it's like difficult. It depends on like how the Mei likes to use the ult. So like you either have to like if she likes to use it when you go in, you have to like play to like force certain patience to use it onto you and then speed past it. Or like you have to play to like speed out of it if she likes to use it aggressively. So like does that make sense? Like the difference? You like if it doesn't,
it's
let me
just
know.
Really, that yeah. I mean, I get the concept, but like in practice, that seems
It's hard. It's not always gonna
super
work. It's not always gonna work. It's not always gonna work. But you have to have a plan, right? It's
Yeah.
not. I would say most of the time it doesn't work. But the plan in place is better than just taking the mail like a bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the
I would say
plan,
like a man, but
yeah, like a bitch, like a bitch.
I just have no idea how to play around it.
Yeah.
Just,
So
like,
if
I
you
just
know
need
he
it
first,
and
so
be-
there's
be-
3 things you can do. The first, and I'll explain this in detail so you can have this on record. The first is that if he likes to use it aggressively, meaning he likes to push it into you, get ready to save amp speed for it to push through it into the backline, into their backline.
Mhm.
If they like to use it passively, which is like when they go into you, play a little bit more pokey to force her impatience, and then speed away from it, like backwards out of it or through it, depending on how like the way it's positioned based on where your team is.
What's
So, like-
so if it's first May all of like of the game, would you recommend playing more pokey or would you recommend playing
So
more...
if it's the first male, I would recommend playing more. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. Like it's hard. It's like it's
Yeah.
not an exact answer for you. However, one thing you can do is trade Mayult. That's a big thing.
Mhm.
Trading Mayult just kind of creates a stalemate. It just creates the opportunity for your team to win. Like it creates the opportunity to stall them out to get your side, especially if you use it second. Like if you use it second, they get frozen a little bit after you, which means the freeze lasts a little bit longer than yours does. So you'll be unfrozen before they are. So
Mhm.
you can trade for it, or you can play to have Lucio be out of it so she can beat it late, something like that. But in first fight, if you know she has it, I would play. I think it'd probably be easier to speed out of it. Just like play a
You're
little more
saying to
pokey,
play more poke.
a little bit more
Okay.
pokey. Would you as a Lucio player, Steven, which one do you think is easier? To speed out or to
Can you-
speed through? As
it
like
depends. It really depends. would
Yeah.
probably say
I wonder if team comp matters because I feel like if we have a Genji, it's probably easier to speed out because they're trying to throw it at the ground. More just so it doesn't get deflected, or like if we're playing Diva, etc. I think it may be like team.
So something
it
you can
just
something
depends, like,
something
what
that also
side of
might happen in a lot of scenarios, Connor, is that like if you're playing Ramatra, she's gonna direct the Mei ult towards you. So like if you have beat, what you can do is like you won't be able to get out maybe, but maybe your team can get out and then beat you.
Yeah.
right? So maybe your team.
I don't know if you remember this game, but it was on King's Row, but their combo was just a male annihilation, and I just like had no idea what to do.
It's hard.
They-
It's I
they
mean
just
it's
fucked
it's it's so impossible to. It's like it's there's not really a solution. You just have to kind of like survive and get a pick. Like
Yeah.
if you survive and get picks, you win. But that's like dropping like Grav Blizzard, right? Like what do you do? What do you do against that? Except let them use those two ultimates, right? Maybe dry fight it if you know they have the combo. You could do that.
Mhm.
But yeah, this is the last fight here. We talked about it. That was horrible. Do you want to do new queen? How much time do we have? How are we at?
It's 11 right now, so it's up to you. I don't want to go past like 11:20.
Yeah, we can just do like half of it.
Objective unlocks in 30 seconds.
Yeah, so in future, I would just say scrap the Sombra. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't really work that much. It's hard to pull it off.
Who would you recommend as a replacement?
Sojourn, Tracer,
Okay.
something like that
Do you think Reaper?
could work.
Because I know John likes to play him a lot. I don't know about Connor, but
Well, John would play Genji in this scenario.
yeah. I just don't know. I just don't know how comfortable Connor is with, and I just don't know how good he is with like Soj.
Well, I mean
Like, if
that's
I've been
why you
seeing
can play it in scrims.
Yeah, I've been seeing him play, but I don't know. Maybe I just haven't been looking enough. Because I know he's been trying to work on his Sombra, so John can play Genji more.
This is a pretty good first fight. So we take the thing here. What happens is that like they're running, the Genji's behind, Connor hacks him, and I go over here to either kill him or force him out. So like I hear that he said he was hacked behind, so I turn around, I dash into him, force him out, and now he's not in our backline anymore.
Mhm.
So now they're on the run. Like look at our health bars compared to their health bars. Like
Yeah.
we're pushing them out. We kill Lucio. Press on them. We kill Genji. So this was a good first fight.
I am going to head out.
Alright, so yeah.
Bye,
rest your
Steven.
stuff.
We'll do like 5 minutes of this map.
Okay.
We'll get it down to 5 minutes and we'll see what we want to do.
So here, I feel like we just fall apart because we probably should have all been on cart. I feel like we've done this before where we have one person pushing payload and the other four are just like holding something. We just can't do that. We just have to play as a team.
Yeah.
I feel like with this comp you just can't hold this stuff. You have to be 5, otherwise you're just gonna lose.
Also,
I
like,
feel
like the
this is
Sombra
just-
does, like, see what happens is, like, Sombra gets the hack off, right? But then she just gets forced out, and then they just walk on you.
Yeah,
It's-
and I think that the solution there is literally just have 5 so we can go in on the hack, but since we only have 4, we just can't go on anything.
And also, it's just hard to go in and hack. It's not really a good, like... It's not great. It's not good. It's not... I just don't like it as, like, a win condition in this comp. Because he talked about it, where every time he would try to hack Kiriko, she would just TP away.
I drink so much water that my mouth just gets dry. I don't know if that's...
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, it's just like, it feels so weird. I feel like I gotta stop jumping, man. I jump way too much.
I want to see this fight again from overhead.
Also, you were talking that you were gonna go off on my axes. I don't think I called a single axe ever. I just called a target.
Yeah.
It's just not in my vocabulary. Like I just need to. After a few scrims, I'll get it down. But it's just not there yet.
Mm.
It takes me a while to like download stuff.
This is a pretty good fight, though. I'm gonna like ask everybody if they watched the VOD. Next scrim.
Well, you'll know.
No, I know, but I'm gonna like if they say yes, and obviously they didn't. They didn't say anything.
Oh, I see. I gotcha.
So what happens is what I'm trying to. I'll tell you what I'm trying to do here. So I force this at whatever it's called, Shout and Suzu, and then I blade, and we force beat. So, and I back up because I know I'm not gonna kill anybody. So like once that happens, we need to like group and go in, like because blade is not gonna kill anybody a lot of times, but I'm trying to force all these abilities out. We need to group. Like you should have saved Shout a little bit longer for us to group up and then go in.
I was mostly shouting because I think we called it to just like rampage blade, but also I think I saw you were a little low.
Okay.
But yeah, we probably should have saved. I just feel like sometimes I just shout to make sure that my team's like as sustained, which is never good. Like it usually indicates you're losing, but
Yeah.
Papa Han, no.
Pick the Lucio feeds.
Time for the reckoning.
Nice, good follow up. It should die. Nice.
Gosh, I really need to
Nice.
stop jumping. It's so cringe.
It's a good fight. Still haven't used EMP yet though. I know he tried. I think he tries to use it this fight.
Yeah, I call for him to go in that little like cubby thing. So when they drop,
I only think we EMP one people. Only think we EMP one person though.
I think it's just JQ.
You get two. No, JQ doesn't even get.
Yeah, JQ doesn't get it.
Let the Kitsune guide you. EMP activated. Time for the reckoning.
Oh. I was wondering when she'd Suzu'd. See, like.
Let the Kitsune guide you. EMP activated.
I don't know, man. I just feel like she's playing way too separate. Like, I feel like she's not playing the same game as the team. Does that make sense? Like, you seeing that? She looks like she's playing, and like looks like she's playing from a different like a different VC.
I usually don't see it in game just because I struggle so hard with like turning around. But when you pointed out on like King's Row, I saw it and I was like, whoa, that's so cringe. I don't know. I think you would need a larger sample size, but like
I mean, I see it every scrim. That's why I'm saying it.
yeah, I personally just don't see it because I struggle with looking. I kind of just infer.
Would
that
you
my
see it right
team's
here?
behind me? Yeah. But you know, she has to go in this room because there's an overclock to her right. So, or at least a Soj. I don't think it's an overclock. But I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Like, grab the Mega and then just go over
I think
to the
she needs
Queen.
to use her TP a little bit more aggressively.
Aggressively, yes. You played too far back. Way too far
Yeah.
back. On
'Cause I
BAP,
feel
you
like
can't
she could-
TP as well. So, like,
Yeah,
just
I feel like she could probably TP to me here instead of 1v1.
yeah, TP and shoot the Queen. Like, Kiriko does so much damage, especially if you have good aim, which she clearly does. So, like,
And you don't need good aim anymore. You just fucking right click and a headshot somehow.
Time for the reckoning.
it's like she just Suzu's herself, and then we lose the fight. I think.
She definitely could have aggressively TP'd in.
I think this is fine. Train beats like this. We have a lot of room. It's a 3v3.
Yeah, and we're just running down the clock. And we're all back now.
Yeah, I think that was good.
I don't have Shao here, which kind of sucks. Just because I was coming back from spawn.
Not bad though. I think just when I bleed and just get blown up.
This ends now.
Maybe not. I do get headshotted though. See the problem is with the Sombra is I just don't feel like there's any sort of like I just don't feel like he's like it's not even his fault. I just don't feel like he's like bringing any sort of like pressure to their backline with the hack. It's not really doing much in my opinion. Taking a lot of poke.
Time for the reckoning.
Yeah.
Ult. Good ultimates. Pretty decent fight there. I don't really think I mean, this map doesn't really feel like we're struggling too much.
We
You know.
lose.
I know. But don't we get like rolled at the end and they take like all 100 or
Yeah.
something like that?
Yeah, I think we had some pretty bad ult use. At least that's how I felt. I think we should have probably saved beat for our final fight because we definitely had a very easy one more fight, but we ended up beating.
Good EMP.
Or something. There
good
definitely
EMP.
could have been more. I felt the fight before last fight. I think there could have been a lot more done to prepare us for a final fight because I think we tried to force the win when we just didn't need to.
I think you're playing a little too far up right now. Because you notice how you back up anyways. Notice how you start up here but still back up.
Yeah.
You're just taking poke in that process. So it's just making it harder for Jaden.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get walled. Yeah, I just think you're just making it harder for the team
Yeah.
by playing up that far
yeah,
up.
That's true.
Glycor almost clutches up.
Almost. This was cute.
I was almost good. I was almost a good player. I think you guys forced this too hard. I don't think you need to.
I think I called that I thought they were down a few because you just got the picks, but they were all there.
Time for the reckoning.
Get walled again. See, this is what happens. That like, we're just not. There's just no value out of the Sombra, and they swap to Mei, and they're getting more value out of the wall and shit like that. They're getting value out of wall every fight. In that case, if they have the Mei, we just have to play to play more aggressive. Get going first.
Do you think the BAP is better than Kiriko when they have a Mei?
Not necessarily. If you want to play more like sustainable, I guess. But if you want to go faster, I don't think so.
So here, I don't think we should have Kiriko ulted. I think we should have saved it for our next fight. And EMP, I don't think we should have used that. I think we already lost there. Like I think we should have just held.
I just want to see if we ult before or after the Mei ult comes out. After. Okay, I don't know the point of that because we're all getting frozen. So there's really no point in having the increased air fighter and stuff when we're all frozen.
Yeah, and then we also EMP. I think we could have saved all of that and just dumped since we have exactly 1 fight left.
If we were communicating, we were so far in front of it, we probably could have just like sped in front of it. You know, like we could have just Suzu'd and sped it this way.
I think Lucio boops us back in.
Probably boops you back in, but like
Yeah,
if we're playing together, like if Lucio's with us here, you see how she like backs up a little bit like there, right? Like right here.
Mm-hmm.
She's back there. If she's with you right now, we Suzu and we speed forward, and we completely deny the Mayo right now. Like she's right here. We Suzu and speed this way, and the edge is right here. So, you know, she's right here. The edge is right here. We Suzu and speed this way. We're all out. Trust. You get booped back in, but if we had speed, you probably wouldn't have got booped back in, I would say.
I don't know. New boop is crazy.
Never know.
Yeah, I just think here since the clock is so low and they burnt an ult, I think we should have just like held everything. 'Cause
Yeah, I
there's
think so.
exactly 1 fight left. And this is where I like was like, oh shoot, this is not good.
Oh, we should have held B. Yep,
Yeah,
another
this
yeah.
too. That's
Because
what I was talking about as well.
we took that fight early, so we could have another one before they take the point.
Yeah.
Because we have another one for sure. The bot is so slow.
Yeah, I just think we have like really bad ult use here.
I agree.
Because now they have all advantage. Instead of us having 5, or what we should have 5 ults, now we have 0. Like imagine an EMP right there.
Yeah.
For the reckoning.
Don't, man. Please.
You don't like that?
I no.
So, alright, let me start the recording.